Welcome back to Gunner Fan TV and welcome back to another match reaction. Another 3 points for Arsenal, which brings us back to the top of the league. Had to win this game today. The boys went out, they got the job done, which is important. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter how you play, guys. What's important is that you get those 3 points, and that's what we did today. And now we're back at the top of the league. After City's game today, we needed to win because City beat Forest 2 goals to one, which had them at top for a brief moment. So we had to come out here and we had to get the job done. And that's exactly what we did. And we'll take those 3 points. And we're going to say positive going into the game on Tuesday because Tuesday is a very important game because Aston Villa also just won their game against Chelsea and they had a very, very good second half. I think it's 11 games unbeaten, which I think ties their record, the longest record streak they have. So coming into our game on Tuesday, they're probably going to try to break that record, which is not going to happen in our yard. So let me tell you this right now, bro. So we have to be on point. We have to kind of be confident going into this game against Villa, knowing that they kind of they kind of shut us up a little bit a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? They kind of calmed us down a little bit. So coming into the house, it has to be revenge mode, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thanos kind of settings where we're gonna have to do it ourselves because I thought Chelsea was gonna slow them down today, but they didn't. So, you know what I'm saying? It's good that we got the win today, back to the top of the table, top of the league, right? So we just have to stay focused going into the game on Tuesday. So let's talk a little bit about the game today. Honestly, for me, the first half, I thought we were going to score more goals in the first half because the first half for me was we played well. It was a good first half, and it was good to see us going into the halftime break with the lead, which we don't normally see. It's either I haven't seen that in a while, to be honest. It's either we're trailing or we're still tied up either 0-0 or 1-1 or something like that. So it was good to see us going into that second half feeling confident because we dominated the first half, right? There's no ifs or buts about that. They had a brief spell, where they were, passing the ball around a little bit in the midfield, a little bit of control, but they never seemed like they were going to score. It seemed like we were going to score that second goal. To be honest, we seemed more likely to score a second goal, which unfortunately we didn't. First chance came to Yacarez. I thought he would have built from that. Ball came over. He kind of, I think the ball came over Dunk's head. Gyökeres got on the end of it and kind of side footed it into the keeper's arms. I think he should have done better there, but again, he's probably low in confidence, so that was probably expected. But I thought there were going to be more chances for Gyökeres. And I don't know, man. I want Gyökeres to do well. I want everybody on his team to do well, but him more so him than anybody else because we know the drama of him coming here and how much the fans wanted him at the club. And it's just frustrating watching him play right now, and every time he comes off the field, his head just drops a little bit lower and lower, and you can tell he's losing confidence. And but he has to do better for himself, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat anything, saying that the team needs to do this. Like he's here now, right? The team is not gonna change the way we play for one guy. Let's be honest, right? We intended for that to happen. We wanted the team to play to his strength, but at this point, at this point right now, if we're going to be honest, the team is not going to change their style for one guy, guys. Let's just be honest. So he has to figure it out. Yes, the team has a part to play to get him involved, but individually, his performance needs to get better and he needs to figure this out. And I want him to do well. I want this guy to score goals, bro, because you could tell he had that chance in the second half. His aggression. You could tell, bro, he just wants to put the ball in the back of the net. And we want to see that. And we want us to help foster that. But he has a role to play. And right now, he's just not doing enough. And, hopefully Arteta sticks with him, which I would give Arteta credit. I'm giving him credit for that because he's sticking with him. He still has him in the starting lineup. So that's good to see. But the first half, as I said, felt like more goals should have been scored. We were dominant and it looked like we were on our way to just winning this game and putting this team out of their misery early. Second half, however, guys, and listen, I'm just gonna give you my opinion. You don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Arsenal fans don't want to hear the negative side. But it was just frustrating watching that second half. For me, it was a frustrating second half because we didn't build on what we had in the first half. Like we came out, it just felt like, we did get the second goal, which was an own goal, which I don't care how we get the goals, bro. Own goal or whatever. I don't care. But I felt like we should have built from that platform, having two goals, and you know what I'm saying, we should have probably scored more goals because there were opportunities there. But The other team came out, Brighton came out with a plan, made 2 changes early in the second half, and they came at us. And I felt like we just sat back a little bit too much. We made a couple changes. I felt like one of the changes was very defensive in terms of taking off Skelly. And listen, I want to see Big Gabby back in the team, and it's honestly, I thought he would have been on anyway because Mikel wants him to get ready for the upcoming game. So giving him a run, I felt like was inevitable. So seeing him come on, I don't mind that, but I felt like in that fashion, it should be a like for like swap. But he took out Skelly, and Skelly gives us, Skelly gives us a little bit more going forward, even though he wasn't fully clean on the ball. But I felt like he was all right. He was decent, right? He didn't look like he was going to cost us a goal, right? So I feel like that change was a little bit negative. Should have probably kept Skelly on to give us, to give us that versatility in the middle still. But whatever the case may be, that change happened, and I felt like we sat back a little bit, and I don't like seeing that. I saw that in a couple other games with Wolves and Sunderland and stuff like that, and it almost cost us in the Wolves game. Did cost us in the Sunderland game. Didn't cost us today, but it's frustrating seeing that, man. I feel like we're better than these teams. We're way better than these teams. Why are we allowing these teams to apply pressure to us? Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think teams of this caliber should be applying any pressure to us at home or away. We have a way better squad. The talent that we have is immense. Teams like Wolves and Brighton and teams like that shouldn't be applying any type of pressure. They got a goal back, and we saw that goal was coming. They could have probably gotten 2 goals because it was a great save, world-class save by Araya that kept us in the game again. But it's just I feel like we do it to ourselves. Make these changes, the team scores and we start losing our heads. It's a wave. Mikel, you have to trust the boys to just ride that wave and pick up after that. It's going to be a wave because the team just scored. So Brighton's going to be on a high. They're going to think that they could go ahead and get a second goal. It's football. That's how it's played. It's a high, it's a wave. We just have to ride it, and then we'll be fine. But you start making the changes, and everybody just start losing their heads, and it just becomes chaos. And they could have scored again if it wasn't for Rhea. So just trust the boys a little bit more. Just stay positive, add more attacking options, and just keep them on the back foot because we're good at that. We're good at attacking, and we picked it back up. To be honest, I mean, we could have scored more goals again in the second half, but it was just something missing, man. I don't know. It's just I don't want to be negative because people don't like that. For some reason, Arsenal fans don't want to hear the truth. But it was just frustrating to watch the second half, man. And I don't want that for my team. I want my team to dominate teams like this at home because we can't sustain this. I don't care what you say. We still have City to play. We're going to play Villa on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? We still have top teams to play who are way better than these guys. And if we're not confidently putting these guys, putting these guys away, we might have a problem coming up. So I just want to see improvement, guys, in our performance, in killing off these teams. That's all I'm asking for. But we'll stay positive. Good win today. We got the 3 points, which is great. We're still top of the league going into Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a very important game against Aston Villa. Emery has a lot to prove. He has a point to make. He was kicked out after 18 months. He's 3 points behind us, 11 straight wins, and 1 win away from breaking that record. So they have a lot to play for, and they beat us in the last game. So they're coming in with confidence also. So we just have to realize the importance of this game and go out there and execute accordingly. Again, guys, smash the like button, comment, subscribe, continue to show your boys some love. And I'll see you guys again on Tuesday. Be safe, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk after the game again, guys, on Tuesday. Peace.